Hello YouTube, this is Mahadeva the Thunder Wizard. And today I want to share with you some feelings that I'm having as we approach the eclipse. The lunar eclipse is coming tonight. It should be a pretty big deal. But the feelings that I'm getting, the messages I'm getting is that everything is about to change. And before we get into some kind of solar flash kind of 5D change, I think the change that's coming is about how the world works. Everything that we know about the world, I believe, is about to come crashing down. So Starseeds and Lightworkers, you need to be paying close attention because your time is here. It's time to get ready. And we'll talk about what that means. Hello, this is Mahadeva the Thunder Wizard. Welcome to the channel. And we talked yesterday about the eclipse and what I believed was going to be happening with the eclipse. I was a little confused because I get my times mixed up over here in Australia. I'm a day ahead. So the eclipse was not last night. The eclipse is going to be tonight, and it's going to be here. It's going to be visible here where I'm at in Australia. So what do I mean by get ready? I didn't believe in any of this stuff a year ago. I didn't believe in extraterrestrials. I did not believe, I did not like the term Lightworker or the term Starseed. I did not like those terms. My experiences has been that the people who identify with those terms, my experience was before all this that these were just people who were had a lot of issues, had a lot of pain, had a lot of other things going on that they were wanting to run away from. They tended to be people with a lot of trauma, and they were looking for ways out of their trauma. And now I completely accept both of these terms. But as I've said in a recent video, what is the difference between a light worker and a starseed? Somebody just said, wait, are they talking to me? Oh no, talking to somebody else. Never mind. So what is the difference between a starseed and a light worker? So a starseed is somebody who is not from this planet. You are from another planet, probably another galaxy. You're probably from another dimension. And you have been called to the three-dimensional Earth realm to be a part of this shift that is happening right now and to bring your higher dimensional, higher frequency, love energy to help people on planet Earth remember who they are and to shift into the coming, what people are calling 5D. So I completely 100% agree with that. However, I don't agree with what most starseeds or people who identify as starseeds, I don't agree with their defining, limiting attribute, which they believe is a starseed is somebody who's different from most other humans, where the starseed is from a different galaxy, a different dimension, and has a higher vibrational energy and remembers who they are. The non-starseeds are people who are from Earth, who are comfortable with 3D. That's where they belong. And the starseed is coming like Superman with the cape flapping in the wind to come and help those poor stupid humans shift up to 5D. I don't agree with that, because I've come to find out, having come to realize that I myself am a starseed, I have come to find out that actually every human being on the planet is a starseed. You cannot, it is impossible to be given the green light to manifest into human form. It is impossible to do so unless you are of the highest vibrational energy, unless you are a being who is more aware than most other beings that want to become avatars in 3D. There is a waiting list. There is a backlog waiting list of people who have been wanting to come into the third dimension, who didn't have what it takes. So then the question is, why are there so many screwed up people? Why are there so many people on Earth that are destructive, narcissistic, unconscious? Well, that's because Earth is very difficult. So, we end up having people who put themselves in these back themselves in these strange corners, where on the one hand, listen, Lightworkers and Starseeds are those who identify with these terms, will be the first to tell you that Earth is a prison planet, will be the first to tell you that there is, you have to be careful of false beings of light who trap you in the reincarnation trap. So you got to pick one. Are you somebody who is a victim who has been tricked into living in the third dimension against your will by beings who are predatory and want to feed off of your energy, and who are narcissistic and use you and don't love you and want to take advantage of you? Or are you this amazing being from a higher dimension who has followed the call to come and help Earth to transform? You can't have it both ways. You got to pick one. So I have definitely come to the conclusion I am a starseed, and as a result of that, I found out that every single other human being is also a starseed. But not all of us are light workers. What is a light worker? A light worker is simply somebody who has chosen to do the work, to bring a higher vibrational light energy to planet Earth and to help us shift to the next level. So those people that the average starseed would say are not starseeds, they're just lower vibrational humans who haven't awoken to themselves. Well, those are starseeds who just, like you said, haven't awoken to who they are. And so the job of the light worker is to help all humans realize their true essence, their true nature. And doing the work first and foremost involves you healing yourself. If your first thought is about fixing other people, that is called codependence, and it's actually a form of narcissism. This is why empaths, super empaths, hey yokas, earth angels, starseeds, people who identify with these, this is why the rest of us go, oh my God, you are so full of yourself. You are so needy. You are so you talk like you're here to help everybody, but you're the first to whine and complain. You're the first to judge. You're the first ones to get involved with psychopaths and lunatics and narcissists, get your heart broken, and then talk about how much empathy you have. But if you really truly have empathy, it means that you're not somebody who gets involved with these people. So the good news is that even the narcissistic, codependent people whose ego is wrapped up in the idea of helping others. Even they are starseeds and lightworkers, and this shift is for them as well. You are correct if you feel as though you live in a prison planet. You are correct. You are correct if you feel as though this planet is incredibly harsh. You are correct if you feel that perhaps the majority of humans are not aware of the spiritual nature of the universe. You are correct. And that is what happens when higher dimensional beings go from living in complete bliss and ecstasy, and they forget who they are because they've chosen to come into a very dense, challenging school called planet Earth. That's what happens. But the good news is this is all going to change. All of it. Now, I do not know. If I don't know something, I don't tell you I know something. I do not know whether everybody is going to make the shift to 5D or not. I do know that everybody is invited. Every single human being on the planet is invited. There is a ticket for them. There is a space for them on the bus. There's a seat on the plane. Everybody can go if they choose to go. I don't know if everybody will choose to go. That's something I don't know. But if you choose to go, here's something you have to do. You have to drop any self-righteous judgment you have. If you have even the slightest hope that some bad person is going to get left behind, guess what? Your ticket is in danger. You are in danger of being one of those that gets left behind. If you truly understand what this means, the choice to go to the higher dimension includes dropping all of your hatred, all of your anger, all of your self-righteous victimization, all of your blame. I don't care how badly somebody hurt you. You have to do the work. Light worker, you must do the work to free yourself from that kind of judgmental thinking. What is going to happen is that the energy on this planet is going to shift. Nothing can stop that. Nothing can turn that back. There are things that have happened just in the past few weeks that I can't talk about on this channel that have proven to me that this change is irreversible. There were things that the deep state had planned for planet Earth that I talked about in a video on YouTube that actually got me banned for a week. Just to give you an idea. There were things that they had planned, and I was telling you what they were about to do. And it was so threatening to the establishment that YouTube deleted my video and banned me for a week. If you want to see what that video is, you can go to Rumble, and there's a word in the title, Pentagon. Just look for the latest video that has the word Pentagon in it. That video got me banned on YouTube for a week. And I tell you what it was they were planning to do. But the good news is they've changed their mind. And the reason they changed their mind was because probably the main thing was probably Dr. Greer's latest movie. For a while I was telling you guys to watch this movie. Where is it? For a while I was telling you guys to watch this.
It's a mind-blowing situation. For the public, it's like, oh, a conspiracy theory, it's entertaining. But if you're actually in a responsible position and you find out that there's a whole secret government program that you don't know about, it's a shock.
This report comes from a shadowy...
That movie is called UFO Endgame. And that video was released, I think, a couple of months ago. And there's a UFO, an FBI whistleblower who in that video says, in about 90 days, here's what the deep state is going to do. And he made the same prediction that I was making. And they didn't do it. The Pentagon completely flipped and did a 180 and has gone in the complete other direction, which means that they knew they were busted. It means that they knew if they had followed through on what we knew that they were going to do, that they would have been revealing themselves and revealing all of the things that they've been lying to you about for 100 years. So I still recommend you go watch that, but they have, at least for the moment, they have backed off on what they were going to do. What that means is that this shift is working. It is working so well that the powers that be are not able to follow through on their original plans. Now, they're still doing things that I'm not going to tell you about because I don't want to get banned again. But let me just say that you need to keep your eyes open. The things that have been happening in terms of the protests, the things that are being talked about in terms of the economy, banks failing, these things don't happen by accident. And the push to have digital currency. The Kremlin, that a drone strike on the Kremlin. These things are serious indicators of something that I can't talk about. But keep your eyes open, because the world that we live in, banks, governments, international relations, all this stuff is about to go through a massive transformation. And the question is whether or not Lightworkers and Starseeds, if they have the meditative power to intend a different reality. If you do your job, Starseeds and Lightworkers, if you do your job, drop all of the fear-based victim mentality, narcissistic, super empath, garbage. If you're willing to drop all of that, and if you're willing to come here and do what you came to do, which was to meditate for a better reality, learn to see every single human being on the planet as an infinite deity clothed in a three-dimensional meat bag. Learn to have compassion for every single human being on the planet. And learn to accept your divinity. Your divinity. You are a divine, infinite deity on earth. And if you really see that, you won't be so full of yourself to think of yourself as superior to anybody else. If you really see that, your third eye will open to such a degree where you will no longer see the world is filled with NPCs or demons, pretending to be humans, or reptilian, shapeshifter, bad people. If your third eye is open, you will see that none of that is real. That is all people's fear-based projection. My light just flickered, which means I said something that they liked. So open yourself to your divinity. When you experience your divinity, you will have to face your self-deprecation. You will have to face your self-hatred. You will have to face your self-devaluation. Up until now, your self-devaluation has manifested as you projecting onto other people as being evil or less than or NPCs or something like that. That is your projection. because that's how you feel about yourself. If you truly love yourself, you will see yourself in every other being in the world. And if your third eye opens even more, it gets a lot better. What you will see is that this universe that we live in, this prison planet, is not isolated. This prison planet only looks like a prison to those who are attached to the third dimension, which happens to everybody. When you're born here, you become attached to the third dimension. So I'm talking about everybody. But when your third eye truly opens, you're going to see that surrounding you at any given moment are infinite numbers of light beings, infinite numbers of very high vibrational light beings that live on multiple planes of existence. When your third eye opens, you will see that you have never been alone, that there has never been 1 nanosecond of your 3D life where you were alone. All of those times that you thought you were alone in your thoughts, all of those times that you thought that nobody loved you, nobody knew you existed, there actually were infinite numbers of light beings who were sharing your reality with you. They know everything there is to know about you. They know you in your higher dimensional state. When your third eye opens, you will realize that you are actually doing things on multiple dimensions all the time. That your higher dimensional versions of yourself are in many different places. You will realize that you are everything you've been worshiping. When you've worshipped a deity, you've been worshiping yourself. When your third eye opens, you will realize that you live in a multiverse that is filled with conscious beings of light, and that there are infinite numbers of civilizations, just in our universe alone, infinite number of civilizations who are interconnected with each other and who know about you. I've been visited by beings from different galaxies that they're so far away that their light doesn't even reach us. We can't look for them in a telescope because their galaxies are so far away, the light doesn't have the ability to reach us. So it means that the universe is not made up of space. It's not made up of matter. The universe is made up of consciousness. And the highest vibration of consciousness is pure love and pure bliss. It is impossible for a being of light to have any predatory feelings towards you. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to drop your attachment, your addiction to the belief that there are more powerful beings out there that want to cause you harm. You're going to have to get rid of the belief in the evil reptilians. You're going to have to get rid of the belief in the false beings of light. You're also going to have to get rid of your beliefs in the false religion. You're going to have to stop believing in a God that wants to punish you. You're going to have to stop believing in a God that needs to sacrifice himself in order to allow you to be loved. These are all very destructive beliefs. And all that's going away. Religion is going away also. Banks are going away. Governments are going away. Borders are going away. Armies, military, going away. Currency, going away. Religion, going away. It is all going away. And the only thing that is left is what little kids know to be true. What little kids know is true is that everything is love. Everything is consciousness, and that your imagination can create anything. The world that we live in, I happen to live in a very beautiful place at the moment, so I can look out my window and I can see a beautiful rainforest with multicolored parrots flying around, and it's just, I mean, it's, for me, it's absolute heaven. But if you're able to look out into nature, that was something that was created from the imagination, not of a God watching over you. It was created from the imagination of the beings who were going to incarnate here. All of the animals, all of the plants, everything about this planet was something that you spent time imagining long before human beings ever existed. If your third eye opens, you're going to remember yourself before you were ever human. It's okay if you're not there yet. But these are the things that are going to happen for everybody. When we get into this higher shift, when everything changes, everybody is going to know this. Everybody's going to know this. From the moment that kids are born, kids are going to be taught the truth about existence. The first things that they're going to learn are meditation, are energy work, doing creative things, healing. There's not going to be need for doctors or hospitals anymore, because people are going to be able to heal themselves and others through conscious awareness. This is what's coming. So this is why Lightworkers need to get ready. But before that happens, this reality has to come crashing down. So the system that we live in is coming down, all of it. And we need to get ready for that. So anyway, I could go on and on and on, but I'd just be repeating myself at this point. We are heading into tonight, we're heading into a lunar eclipse, which is going to be extremely powerful. And as we talked about yesterday, it is looking directly at this transit of Jupiter into Aries. We've got Jupiter. Who else do we got? We got a bunch of planets. I was looking around for my astrological software. I don't have it. But we've got Jupiter and Rahu and I don't know who else. A bunch of other planets in Aries, and we've got the Moon and Ketu, which are going to be shining this eclipse light. So eclipses reveal what's underneath the surface. They reveal the truth. Eclipses tend to reveal the lies. They reveal the corruption, the secrets. So the narrative, as you noticed, has been crumbling. I mean, it's coming down so fast. It's hard to watch it all. I mean, the smoke is rising. So many things are crumbling in terms of the narrative. It's all coming crumbling down. But there's more that will be revealed about the lies that you have been told, and more of the infrastructure of the elites are also going to come crashing down. And this eclipse is going to have a powerful effect on them. So you've got two choices. You can choose to stay attached to your 3D reality, or you can choose to awaken and put your energy towards your higher dimensional self. And before I open it up for questions, I'm just going to tell you, coming again from personal experience here, opening yourself up to your higher dimensional self is going to be very challenging. It's going to be frightening for some. It was for me. It still is, if I'm being honest. But you will become aware of how attached you are to your self-sabotage, to your self-devaluation. You'll become aware of how attached you are to your judgment of others, your fear of others. You don't realize it now, but you actually put energy into this negativity because it makes you feel safe, because this is how things work in the third dimension. But to function on the fifth dimension, you have to live in a vibration where it's impossible to hate somebody. It's impossible to want to use others. It's impossible to want to lie and steal and manipulate, cause harm. It's an impossible state of being simply because the thoughts and the feelings are at a different vibration. It just doesn't work. So that means we have to drop all of it. So you're going to have to drop all of your defense mechanisms, which include fear, anger, depression, feelings of inadequacy, feelings of low self-esteem, envy. All that stuff has to go. I'm not telling you that you can't have those feelings. What I'm telling you is that you have to drop the attachment to them and drop the denial that you have them. This is part of the awakening process. All right, so before we go any further, I'm going to tell you what the point of this channel is about. So now I'm giving you notice. If you have a question, now go ahead and start writing it. I'm going to babble for a little bit to fill in some space, but go ahead and write your questions. If you have a question, write the word question in all caps, and then write your question, or you can share your feeling. So this channel is not here for you to listen to me blab on. This channel is a resource library. I am here to give you the resources, the tools to practically allow you to make the shift. And we start up here at the left, thunderwizard.com. This is the subscription channel. There's multiple subscriptions there, but the one that I want everybody to take a look at is the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. It is the most powerful energy practice in the history of the planet. It's the only place in the world where you will find the most powerful energy practices in the three energies that are available to us in this dimension. The first one is Kundalini. Kundalini is the consciousness energy in the spinal column that opens up the chakras, which are different levels of awareness. And this Kundalini energy is a fifth dimensional energy, and it is a gift to us from the light beings. Kundalini yoga, mantra are things that light beings have given to humans and transmitted that knowledge to humans so that we could shift ourselves up. So you will learn Kundalini yoga as well as you will learn things like mantra meditation in the 90-day challenge. The second energy that is available to you is Qigong. The highest, most powerful forms of Qigong or energy work I have put in here in the 90-day lightning Qigong. It is access to the life force energy. There's more energy in the space between my hands. The energy in the space between my hands has more energy than 1,000 nuclear bombs. And you can connect with this energy through your breath and through movement and through postures. I teach you how to do that here in the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. Now, those two energies, Qi and Kundalini, have been well known to people for thousands of years, but there's one energy that has been relatively almost completely unknown, and that is called the Shin, or the heart mind, the lightning energy of the heart. Your heart is surrounded by an electrical grid which actually protects the soul from the harshness of the third dimension. There are ways, though, if you know the specific movements, the specific mudras, and the body postures associated with it, if you know these very simple but powerful methods, you can actually turn that electric energy outward, and then it fills your whole body, and then you become so empowered that when you walk in a room, evil spirits will run. They will flee from you. Imagine having all three of these energies in one place. Kundalini, Qi, the lightning power of the heart. That is what I'm giving you here. It's taken me 40 years to discover these things, to practice them, and to safely synthesize them and teach them in a form that you could learn on video. So go to thunderwizard.com and subscribe to the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. Courses.thunderwizard.com has all of my services and all the other things that I give. And my books, you need to be reading Interdimensional Revolution and Extraterrestrials Are Coming to Earth. I don't know why those books aren't flying off the virtual shelves. I have another channel where I have another book associated with that. That book is flying off the shelves. And that wasn't something I really cared a whole hell of a lot about. This is important to me. I think it's very important for you. If you're watching my channel, if you've been on my channel and you haven't read those books, what the hell's going on in your mind? You need that information. Interdimensional Revolution and Extraterrestrials Are Coming to Earth. You can find that on Amazon, Kindle, and Audible. You can also go to, you see my name written over here, Michael William Denny, DENNEY.com, and you'll see all of my books. Also go to Rumble and subscribe. And of course, we have the Interdimensional Meditation course. I have free interdimensional meditations on this channel. If you look for them, don't be lazy, put some effort into it. And we have the course where I give you some of my higher techniques for that. And those are the methods that I use to connect directly to the light beings without having to see them as angels or spirit guides. I actually interact with them directly on an equal basis. You can learn how to do that as well. All right, so I babbled long enough to see if you guys would ask a question. There are no questions. I guess we're done. All right then, that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much. I will be back on later with more stuff to talk about. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But if you have an opportunity tonight, or if you find out when the lunar eclipse is going to be in your specific area, and if you're able to, I would recommend doing some meditation. You can do the Jupiter mantra that I give in the Jupiter transit video. You can do the Om Namah Shivaya mantra. You can do the Hul breath. You can hear the Hul breath in the background. Go look for that, H-U-U-L breath. But do something. Do something during the eclipse to help shift your mind to take advantage of this. All right, so so Zach W, I don't, that's not a question. Okay, guys, that's it for me. I'll see you all next time. Take good care of yourselves.